Thank you. Time now to turn back to meteorologist Clay Smith, who is in with us today at noon. And okay, you have your map up behind you of the current fall foliage, because I was telling you earlier when we had some shots up here in the studio, I was like, Clay, you can see some of the colors starting to change a little bit in some of the areas in the trees.
Yeah, the trees, and it always seems to just happen overnight. One day everything's green, the next day we start to have those colors. And as I was driving back from Grundy County this morning, you could really start to see a lot of that color showing up in some of the higher elevations along the Cumberland Plateau and along Walden Ridge. So over the next couple of weeks, the fall foliage is really going to start to blossom. So this was for this week. Again, the next week, we're going to start to see some moderate color showing up in our area. Right now, just some low color. But again, that is changing pretty quickly. And you know that if you've already been outside today, because some of our cams are showing up on some of that. So again, as we continue throughout the rest of the day, it's going to be another warm one. High temperature is going to climb up from the 70s right now into the upper 70s to lower 80s. But the next big thing is still going to be the rain chances. Again, we're starting to get a better idea of exactly when this front's going to come through. So the latest timing brings it through between about 5 and 11 o'clock Eastern time. So we're talking our eastern communities and then progressing all the way into Cherokee County and western North Carolina. Could be a few strong storms, wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, and about a half of an inch to up to potentially an inch of rainfall. So we do have the latest high resolution model guidance. We're finally in range, and this gives us a much clearer picture of when this storm is going to move through, or this front, I should say. Again, Saturday's looking dry. We'll have increasing clouds, maybe a spotty shower, but for the most part, it's not going to be anything to impact your day. And even through the midnight hour, again, you can see your timestamp there, 2 o'clock Sunday, still not a whole lot going on. However, by about 5 o'clock, this starts to push through. There's your timestamp there, 7 to 8. We're pretty much in the thick of it. And by the time we get into the 11 o'clock hour, this is pushing to the east. By 2 or 3, it's out of here, and we'll start to clear out by Sunday evening. So it's going to be a quick hitting system, but it could drop up to a half of an inch to even an inch of rainfall in a few isolated spots. So a good soaking rain across the entire Tennessee Valley, which is just what we need. Now, Saturday, as this system gets going, there will be a severe aspect across the western part of Tennessee, parts of North Alabama, and even here locally as that front first moves through. I can't rule out a strong to severe storm along the Cumberland Plateau or down into northeast Alabama, but it looks like that line will weaken to some degree as it continues to push east. But regardless, the winds are going to be strong. Again, Sunday morning, we'll be waking up to gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour. So this will be an impactful system, but after it moves through, it does turn much cooler next week, with overnight lows bottoming out in the mid-40s. Latrice.
All right. Thank you so much there, Clay.